What's up, my loves? It's your girl Diamond, and I'm back. All right. I have been MIA since last week because me and my family took a vacation on the Carnival cruise ship, and it was also in honor of celebrating my sister's birthday. Great time had by all. If any of my subscribers have been on any of the Carnival cruise ships, let me know. And what did y'all do? We had a great time. You know, we enjoyed the water park. Me and my husband enjoyed the liquor. We enjoyed the food. It was a great experience overall. That was the first time we've ever taken a cruise before. And we got the itch, or you want to go back. We poured it in Cabo and Ensenada. It's great experience. We'll never take it away. Cabo was a lot because it was a whole bunch of tourists coming after you, but a really good experience overall, okay? But I have been tuning in to Love and Marriage Huntsville. I watched last week and the week before, but this past week's episode, taste the cake, okay? Because I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to give it to Martel. He was the comedic relief, and he was the voice of reason in this episode. Whether y'all like him or not, I don't like him, but there are moments where Martel can be right sometimes. Because Kimmi, you started all of this shit from beginning to end. You are the cause of all of it, okay? Because you feel a way about Martel laughing at Maurice getting a DUI, baby. The story he told was hilarious. And let's look at how y'all were tight-lipped the season that it happened. You got so mad at Mel for asking you what happened. Got mad at everybody for having conversations about it, as if y'all haven't done it to other people. Y'all haven't had your own separate conversations about other people's situations and wondered if that was true or not true. Like, fucking miss me, Kimmi. Fucking miss me. We got the scene going with Kimmi and Maurice, who have done nothing this entire fucking season. Completely like glossed over that they still are not in a good space in their relationship. Y'all left this on a cliffhanger when he told you he will be okay if you divorced him and found somebody else. He is not going to give you the quality time you've been waiting for. He literally views you as a fucking object. He views you as a locked refrigerator. Because when he was little, his father would lock the refrigerator to keep him from eating all the food. You being a woman, even though you're not a woman to him, you're an object, you aren't supposed to lock the refrigerator. No. You're supposed to keep it open all day, all night, whenever he wants something. And you plan this little trip for the cast to resolve issues, but you aren't ready to resolve your own issues. And y'all not even going anywhere that's special. All right, y'all going to Gunterville, wherever that is. That's like an hour outside of Huntsville. It's a cute little cabin area. Yeah, I ain't knocking that, but y'all don't have the budget to take no crazy elaborate trip like y'all did with St. Thomas. Like, St. Thomas was the biggest trip y'all have ever taken on this show. Very fucking sad. And knowing how Kimmi is so male identified and such a fucking pick-me, she can't fathom and can't function with having a good time without her husband being there, but her husband don't show her the type of attention she wants. Like, it's, when I tell y'all, going back to that time when they were traveling for St. Thomas and Kimmi and Tisha were just like two lost souls, don't know what to do because their husbands weren't there. It's like, y'all don't know how to be by yourselves. Y'all don't know how to function without your husbands being there. Coming from a married woman, I have done things without my husband and have been totally fine. I went to Vegas without my husband. I was going for a whole week because it was another family vacation that I had that he couldn't get time off for. I went. No questions asked. Had a great time. Me and my sisters and my mom, we went to Catalina for a day. Great time. I wasn't feeling lost. I wasn't feeling like, where my man? Oh my God, I'm lost. I wasn't feeling that at all. So Kimmi and Tisha, y'all have no identity outside y'all husband. That's fucking sad. When y'all own husbands don't give y'all the space of feeling like you guys are secured. Like, it's crazy to me. But anyway, they want to present this trip so everyone can squash their issues, right? But the fact that we got two people who don't resolve their own issues want to find ways of other people to fix their issues. Then we talk about Marcel and Tisha's issues, that Kimmi looks dumb and confused about why they have issues. You just talked to Tisha about how Tisha feels like she doesn't have a safe space within her marriage. And all you can do is tell her that Marcel loves her. He loves her dirty bathwater. It don't show up that way. Then you said in the confessional, the Scott men don't like being asked questions. They want you to just accept what they tell you and then fall in line. Hello? That's what you said. Maurice is telling you that Marceau wants a partner. You said it takes two to be partners. And he don't want a partner. He wants someone to just accept what he tells them. He wants someone to fall in line while he calls the shots. Yes. And you're in the exact same position, Kimmy. So I don't know why you're looking lost and confused as to how Tisha's feeling like this when you're feeling like this. Make it make sense. Okay? So, we switch off to her saying that we should not invite Martel. Maurice is like, why not invite Martel? He's been good. He ain't been acting up in a while. Yeah, because he has no one to film with. Y'all have been avoiding filming with him ever since the interview, ever since the DUI, basically. Because the last conversation he had with Maurice was about what happened the night he got his DUI. And y'all haven't been talking about it since then. Okay, Kimmy. Like, it's so weird, though, that you want to say he just pops off for no reason. Well, yeah, but I feel like y'all have been avoiding the pop off because y'all don't want to have the real conversations. I feel like you're switching up because now your life is now in the limelight. You now have things that we can actually talk about, but you don't want to talk about it. But yet, when it came out to Martel, exposing the shit out of his own life, ruining his life, ruining his relationship, you was right there watching it all unfold and defending him while he was doing all types of things to his ex-wife, harming her, harassing her, lying about her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all was right there watching him unload on his own relationship. But now, since it's not him and Mel anymore, now y'all gotta be front in line to talk about y'all shit. Y'all don't want him to spill the beans about what he knows about. You want to keep him away from all the drama because you know he's gonna ask the questions that you don't want to answer. You know he's gonna get to the bottom of things you don't want to talk about how certain things don't make fucking sense. So you want us to stay in the land of milk and cookies, Kimmy. Stay in the land of delusion and not wonder about what you got going on, not wonder how this don't make no sense. It's fuck you, Kimmy. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. So we arrive in Guntersville, okay, part of the retreat, which is a couples retreat, which is also weird to me. Like, how are you playing a couples retreat when you have other people who aren't in a couple? Anyway, she gives them homework on the first night. And then apparently the first night was their anniversary. Why would you give them homework on the first night of your anniversary? There should have been relaxation. There should have been just nice conversations. Why give them homework? Now, the homework is for them to write a poem to their loved one, as well as say something nice to someone in the group. Okay. Martel stops by Destiny's little cute cottage, and she's wondering, does he feel okay about being next to the Scotts? He said, I'm good. I'm going to have a great trip overall. It don't matter to me. But Destiny feels like, nah, it's got to be a trap at some point because you and the Scotts have always had issues. So the fact that they got you right next to them, you don't feel like that could be a problem? I mean, I don't disagree with Destiny because why would they put you up in the same cottage area like them? Is it because you were no G? Is that why? They had to at least accommodate you for having a nice place? I don't know. But, I mean, don't mistake it as a sign of moving forward because the women don't like you, but they have to respect the fact that their husbands still want to fuck with you, which is kind of funny to me. Like, y'all husbands have been covering this man for years. They have always took his side and have never taken y'all's side. Y'all really have every reason to not like him, but yet he said he's a good guy though, right, Kimmy? That's what you've always said. He's a good guy. Okay. Ken arrived without Trish. The reason why he arrived without her was because she was going through court, and she was also getting her divorce finalized that same day. So when she came back, she was sad. Then we get to the fire pit. Everyone wants to go down the line to say something nice. And then Martel said, I'm not going to have nothing nice to say, but I'm thankful for being a part of this trip. Because the person that he wants to address isn't here. I don't know if that is Ariane or that is Mel. I have no idea. I doubt he'll say anything nice about Ariane, but I feel like he'll always find something nice to say about Mel while still harassing her. Destiny wrote a letter to herself, which was beautiful. Hell, I'd rather have something nice to say about me than the rest of these folks. Marceau thanks Tisha for being the fuel, all fluff. Maurice wrote a fluff letter to Kimmi. Tisha wrote a sappy letter to Marceau, but it highlighted the fact that she hasn't been happy in the last 7 years. And the last 7 years have been a part of this show. She's dealt with a lot of self-doubt, and there were things that she hasn't really gotten clarity on, which is all from Marceau. She ain't happy. That's period, point blank. Nell thanks Kimmi for the invite, knowing that they haven't been in the best spaces, on the best of terms, but I'm happy that I got the invitation. Which something we haven't even discussed as well, because when was the last time that Kimmi and Nell have been in the same area? I think the drag show, but there wasn't much connection or contact with them. But yeah, it's weird to me that Nell really has been dealing with a whole lot from this group, particularly from Kimmi and Tisha, for no reason whatsoever. Kimmi wrote a special message to Trish saying how we don't know each other, but I'm happy you're here. I know you have a lot going on. You only tell me the whole story, but I know when you walk in the room, you radiate. What? I don't know what Kimmi was trying to do. It sounds to me Kimmi still wants to provide an open space for Trish to still tell her all her business. Chris wrote a nice letter to Martel, talking about how he values his friendship with him, and Martel appreciates it, knowing that he values Chris the most. Chris is older than him. Chris is wiser than him, as well as all the advice he does give Martel. Martel admits that he might not listen to it, but he does take into it. You know what I'm saying? I might not want to hear it at that time, but I know later on the line, I'm going to remember you did let me know. You did tell me really good advice. Appreciate that. Trish wrote a very sad letter to her parents that passed on. And it was pretty much telling us that her parents always taught them how to take care of themselves, taught them how to live right and do better, but her father was a person who loved to drink and loved to smoke. And he didn't take care of himself, and he passed. Her mom, same way. Her mom did not eat the right kind of food. She didn't take care of herself, where it was a moment where she could have eaten better and have lived longer. She titled the poem, Heaven Could Have Waited for You. So as far as like the lessons that you wanted to give us, why weren't you taking into lessons yourself? So she does wish that her mom and dad and sister was there to see her go through these life changes, and it gets to her that they're not there to witness it, which I can feel is a very, very sad thing. Even listening to Trish discuss the letter, read it out loud, it was a whole bunch of anger and sadness. It's like, oof, I'm so sorry, Trish. So sorry, so sorry. Then Kimmi announced that Trish's divorce is final. Congratulations. I don't know. I mean, yes, it's a celebratory thing, but I don't think that Trish is viewing it as something to celebrate. I think she's viewing it as a loss. The same way it's a loss when she lost her parents, the same way when she lost her sister. Like, she's viewing this marriage like a really, really, really hard loss. The next morning, same thing. Kimmi and Maurice are always talking about other people's problems, how they noticed that Trish looked down. Kimmi said, yeah, she hasn't been herself lately, you know, with the divorce and the kids. And then she mentioned that Martel did not participate in the fire pit. But it's like, girl, he said the person he wants to talk to isn't here. Like, why are you trying to read into his lack of participation? At least he's there. At least he appreciates being there. Like, let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Maurice defending Martel like it's about public speaking. That's not why, okay? Will was also invited on the trip. He stopped by Destiny's place. He's flirting with her, wanted to see what her bed feels like. There's a jacuzzi outside. Girl, walking red flag, don't do it. So then they go hiking. They also explore a cabin, which is, is it a cavern or a cave? I think cavern. Really cool thing. I love those types of nature walks and stuff. Then Kimmi also prepared for boats to set sail for everyone to have, you know, a place of relaxation, but she separated with one boat for the women, one boat for the men. Interesting enough. So Kimmi, she made it so obvious to me with Destiny and Tisha making it nice with one another, but she wants them to be on a better foot and want them to like figure it out, but it didn't go well. Tisha want to still behave like a child with always putting the blame on Destiny, how Destiny needs to be the one to be accountable, as if Tisha hasn't started this whole thing. Tisha isn't the reason why her and Destiny are not in a better place. So she said to Destiny she never told her to pick a side when it came to Martel, but she wanted her to pick a side when it came to Nell. That don't make no fucking sense. And what would be the reason for her to take a side with Nell when you started with Nell and you said that she wanted you to take what Nell was giving her? No, that's not what it was. She wanted you to see how Nell was feeling, look at her perspective, but you weren't trying to see them from her perspective. You wanted to be the right one, but you were the wrong one. And here go Kimmi stirring the pot by saying, can we meet in the middle? There's no middle, Kimmi. When the only person who wants to move forward is Destiny. Tisha's not budging because she doesn't want to admit that she has handled things all the way wrong. So Tisha don't want to admit that she said some things that have hurt Destiny's feelings. The whole Joel Trust that whole comment, or put that hole in the box comment, that was very disrespectful. She ain't hearing that. She ain't hearing it. She just wants to remind Destiny what bothered her. The friendship Tourette's comment bothered her. Girl, let the fuck go. Okay, you want to bring up low blows, bringing up my husband, girl, please fucking miss me. It was a real moment she had with you. That's why it went the way that it went. And like, you are constantly pointing out what someone said to you. And when someone repeats what you said to them, you act like you don't hear it. Because it was said multiple times by Destiny that you said this, you discredited me as a realtor, you said this about me. Tisha, I didn't do that. I didn't call you a hoe. Girl, that was a joke. Like, girl, you dismissing how you hurt someone's feelings, but you want everyone to be accountable and apologetic to you? Fuck no. Fuck no, fuck no, fuck no. Okay? And it's just like not getting anywhere, okay? Because you want to keep on asking Destiny, do you think she did anything wrong? But if you know what she did, then just say it. And that's been your issue ever since then. You can never say what someone did to hurt you because they haven't done nothing to hurt you. You just want to have a fucking problem. And then Tisha want to say, well, there are some things that I could have said that could describe the things you do as a woman. Now that to me is you trying to open up the box about what Destiny has done, probably in her marriage and how she's handled dating. Because knowing that, yes, Destiny is one of the single people on this show, you have been having a lot to say about how she has been dating the people on this show. And you allow for Marceau to say she's been ran through by all these men, insinuating that she's a hoe. So hell yeah, I don't blame Destiny for calling it out that you've been discrediting me, you've been making references about me being a hoe. You have, Tisha, you have. You've been dragging her and how she's being single. Excuse me. Like, it's weird to me that the people on this cast always look down on the single people like they don't have options. Like, it's wrong for them to have fucking options. Girl, boo. Boo. Like, that didn't go nowhere. Then we got the men. The men had a whole different experience on the boat. Okay? Like, they asked Ken, how does Trish feel now that she got divorced? He said she's closed that chapter. Are you going to be there to console her? He said, listen, the battle isn't over. There's more to come. It's not just this. Maurice even said when he got divorced, he never thought that he would be sad. Martel said, I'm still sad. I still cry. We know. But Marceau asked Ken, is he the right person to be the safe space for Trish now that she's divorced? While it was a great question, I just did not think Marceau was the right person to ask, because how can you tell him he needs to be there for Trish in this moment when you don't even know how to be there for your own wife? You told your wife if she's not going to operate the way she's supposed to by having your last name, then give it back. Am I lost? I'm not lost. Interesting. Maurice brings up the spin the block comment because he still can't get over that. It's just, again, crazy how y'all can question this man about his relationship, but yet you won't talk about your own. Now, this whole spin the block thing, Trish lied, okay? She told the ladies that she spun the block, but she never told Ken that she spun the block, okay? Then Will revealed when they went to dinner, they both entertained other people. But the men, Martel, Marceau, Maurice, all believe that that doesn't count. Women should not be able to do the same type of things we do to them, okay? Maurice said, if someone use my toothbrush, I'm out. Shut the fuck up, okay? Like, is it automatically standard that men could go out, hurt the woman that they say that they love, and then when she gives you a taste of your own medicine, it is the most unforgivable thing ever? I hate that shit. Martel, you might want to shut the fuck up for you to say my woman could never fuck over me, because if she do it to me one time, she'll do it to me again. News fucking flash, nigga. It happened to you because you couldn't keep your dick in the household and not cheat on your wife multiple times. And there go, have a full-blown affair. There go, have a child in the situation. And yet you have been plotting and scheming to hurt your ex-wife. So nigga, fuck you. Okay? Can't stand niggas that act like this. And the way that they were constantly questioning Ken and how he's navigating this relationship with Trish, he said, listen, I've done my dirt, she's done her dirt. I can't get mad at that. But they wanted him to have a huge reaction that can lead to a big blow up where he is cussing Trish out, making her feel dumb and stupid, because that's what they want. They want to see a man act like a man in their eyes, put a woman in her place. But shut the fuck up, all three of y'all. And this goes to show you that these men have done dirt together. If they have this type of emotion or reaction to how Ken is navigating his relationship and how he is being honest and transparent, that I cannot stone her for the things she's done when I've done the same, y'all don't like that shit. Y'all feel like a man is weak if he's allowing that shit. Oh, fuck no. Fuck no, fuck no. And then I love that Ken wasn't giving them the reaction that they wanted because they wanted him to be soft like them. I'm not doing that. And when I say soft, I mean men who carry a different type of reaction or standard towards women. They don't believe women are equal to them. They believe women are beneath them. And they don't like when another man thinks differently. They feel like this man's not a real man, which is the opposite in my opinion. So then we also discuss the other issues with the men, you know, with Marcel and Chris. Listen, Marcel, at the end of the day, you were not the person that Chris wanted to go to, okay? You assume he would go to you because you guys had a conversation about business? Nigga, no. That's not the reason. That couldn't have been the case. Like, you can get out of here with that shit. Because he knows your character. He knows you wouldn't have been understanding. You wouldn't have been, you know, comforting. So, miss me. He also pointed out that you started other projects that did not include me in on it. So why would I come to you about my license being revoked? Then Maurice brings up that Kimmi was also wondering about how come Marceau wasn't asking Kimmi to list all the projects he got going on, because he always said, I'm working with Fletcher. Fletcher did not know that you were using me in conversations about why you did not want to include Kimmi in projects you were in on, that I was the one you were talking to, but I never had that conversation with you. So at that point, it's literally Marceau talking inside of his ass and not following through with him trying to work with people. Like, you're assuming I'm going to be on your team if we hadn't had a conversation following up after our first conversation. We had no contract put in place. You weren't presenting me with a business plan. Like, miss me. Then Maurice wanted to defend the fact that he wanted to be there for Chris. He wanted to know if Chris can find a way to get his license back, if there's an appeal process. Well, Chris didn't know you were feeling that way, Maurice, because you never reached out and asked him about it. You were listening to Kimmi talk shit about Chris, wondering if he was going to be honest as to why he lost his license, and knowing that Kimmi wasn't coming from a genuine place. So you can miss me with that. You were just being fucking nosy, okay? Then he brought up how Marcel and Martel have gotten into it the most. And Marcel said, listen, when it comes to finding a certain group of friends, you got to find guys that you can go that way with one another. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I can find any other kind of friends that I can do that with. Basically saying that we can all come at each other and we can all figure out a way to move forward because y'all all know each other's secrets. That's the whole thing about it. All of them in this group knows how to push each other's buttons, and they know how to move on accordingly after crossing that line, okay? So they all hug, they all figured out how to move on, move accordingly. And I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but it feels like to me, Tisha wanted to threaten Destiny what she does know about. Oh, no, I already said it. I remember I already said it. Okay, so now we're at dinner. where everyone is having conversation about how their boat rides went. Kimmy's looking for a problem. She's looking for an issue. She's wondering if the guys had a great time, and they did. And she's questioning why they had a great time because she feels like the guys sweep these under the rug. They don't really address their issues. Well, to be honest, Kimmy, they kind of did. Whether or not it was to your liking or not, they did resolve what happened, and they're going to move accordingly. They're not going to drag it out like you want to drag it out, because that's what it is right here. You want the guys to be in a bad space because you want other things to be revealed, not your things. You want other things to be revealed. Like, why are you trying to stir the pot? Why are you trying to find out what else is happening? Because she's even asking more questions like, did anybody post anything? Did anybody say anything? Are there other kind of conversations that are negative? How you guys are going to move forward? It's like, what's tea, Kimmy? What's your problem? Huh? Why you don't want them to mend their issues? Why? Because you're having a hard time not resolving your problem? Because I think that's what it is. Because you couldn't get the ladies to resolve their issues. Well, you weren't being a good mediator. You brought up more problems. And now since more problems got presented, you want everyone else to be on the same type of time of having an issue. But no one else has an issue but you. Make it make sense, okay? So then she's calling out Martel, how Martel's always starting things off wrong. And it's very left field, like, what the hell did that come from? Even Destiny was like, why are you calling him out? What did he do? And the reason why Kimmy is just coming at Martel so much is because she didn't like that Martel was laughing about Maurice's DUI. I swear, when I heard that, I was like, Kim, are you fucking kidding me? And it was because of the story he told. Well, girl, the story was hilarious. Like, the way that he explained it was so fucking funny. You act like it wasn't, but it was. And then he made himself look no better when he repeated the same exact story, that he hit a tree, he hit a pole, he hit an animal. Oh my God. Like, as soon as he said that story and everyone else heard it again, everybody bust up laughing. Martel laughed, Destiny laughed, Will laughed, Chris and Nell laughed, Kim, Tisha and Marceau cracking up laughing. Like, are you for real right now? And here go Kimmy looking stone-faced, mad and angry. Girl, don't be mad at us because your husband told you a cockamamie story. Don't be mad at us. Okay? Girl. Because I feel like this is the reason why Kimmy is mad, because she doesn't know what happened. She's mad that everybody else got something to say, but she's not asking the person who needs to answer her. Where did you fucking go? Like, don't be mad at us. Like, you really mad at Martel for laughing at the story that your husband told out of his own mouth? Then Maurice want to say, and I had a concussion. That's news. We didn't know you had a concussion. Even Martel said, I didn't know you had a concussion. You went to the hospital? Yeah, I went to the hospital. I didn't know that. No, you didn't know that. So who are you mad at? And why are you only mad at Martel when everybody else is fucking laughing? Even Martel pointed at Tisha and Marceau for laughing. Brother, are you okay? Your story is hilarious. Stop telling that story. Like, I am so on Martel's side. And then the way that he got up, his eyes got all big and bold, like he really doing something to somebody. And then Maurice want to say, hell, you want to laugh at me? I'm going to laugh at everything else. I'm going to laugh at somebody else. Shut the fuck up. You ain't scaring nobody, Maurice. Are we supposed to be afraid of you for that? We ain't afraid of you for that, okay? Like, get out of here with that shit, okay? Like, at the end of the day, you were drinking and driving. That's what Martel said. He is literally screaming at the top of his lungs, telling you, you were drinking and driving. That's what you were doing, because you said you hit a tree, you hit a pole, you hit an animal, and yet you said you don't remember nothing. Make it make sense. And I don't know what Maurice was doing when he was saying, dismiss, dismiss, dismiss. Bro, it don't take away the fact that you were caught drinking and driving. It don't take away the fact that it was caught on live, that you went back to the same place, that you were plastered drunk, under the pretense you being free from jail, and you wore the same exact clothes, pulling up in your Corvette that you assume you wrecked, as you said you hit all these things. Like, nigga, let's not forget, you went the entire season not talking about it. Kimmy got so mad, and everybody having their own conversations about it, getting mad at Mel for wondering, did he really get arrested in the middle of the day? Was it true he had red lipstick on his shirt? Asking fucking questions. The same questions y'all have asked about everybody else's business. Make it make sense. Make it make sense, bro. You were caught back on camera drinking and driving. Why would you go back to the scene of the crime that you left to get caught? Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Like, this is so crazy to me. And then I'm also going to add this in, though, Maurice. You didn't want to be held accountable for placing yourself as the pillar of the community, the same way y'all want to put that same type of title on Chris, how Chris should be held accountable and responsible for the community because he does do a lot of very good business, everybody. Same applies to Maurice. Maurice didn't want to hear from Mel explaining to him that I lost somebody from a drunk driver. So because you did something that was so reckless and irresponsible, you should be apologetic for it. You should be responsible for it. Take accountability for it. He didn't want to hear it. Completely disregard and dismiss Mel's reasoning, Mel's comments, and act as if he didn't do nothing. You did do something. You were caught under the influence. I don't care if it was dismissed. And I hear it was from a technicality, nigga. Your case isn't over. Yes, it got dismissed, but that case can still be part of your record. It's not going to go away. You still were caught under the influence, bro. Like, at the end of the day, that's what was missing from that part of the show was the real conversations about what you did wrong. And Kimmi and Maurice did not want to have that conversation, which was so weird to me. Another moment where we could have been more honest and more understanding of how the dangers of drunk driving could be. No, y'all got mad because someone was asking questions. Y'all got mad that someone assumed that he might have met with somebody else. Well, that was how it was presented. Kimmi didn't know where the hell he was. Y'all left Black at the same time, went different directions. You said she was going to meet you somewhere. She said she didn't know where you were. She thought you was at work. She's calling around, finding out where the hell you were because you were gone almost the entire damn day and night. Then you pull up at Black like nothing happened, go back to drinking. Make it make sense. So this is something that we are like annoyed with when it comes to Kimmi and Maurice. Y'all act like y'all ain't got shit to talk about. Y'all act like y'all don't have the... I'm not getting mad all over again because this is some bullshit. Shout out to Martel, okay? Martel's a piece of shit. Martel is a scum of the fucking earth, but he was not wrong. We're still addressing Maurice and saying, nigga, at the end of the day, you were drinking and driving. End of the story. End of the story. Point blank, period. I don't care what you got going on after that. You were still drinking and driving. That was irresponsible. That was wrong. Period, point, fucking blank. End of it all, and I'm done. So done, so done, so done, okay? Fuck Kimmi, fuck Maurice. Kimmi started all this shit because she is still wondering what did happen. She don't want to ask the questions to the person who should give her the answer. You mad at everybody else for asking the questions you don't want to ask. Good night and goodbye. That's it, that's all. I ain't got no more to give, okay? Oh my God, I got more to give. But finding out that the season finale is this upcoming Saturday and we're going to get a reunion. And I heard this reunion is going to be crazy. And it better be. So much shit has been swept under the rug. We got to talk about it. But y'all, that's all I have. Please stay tuned for my next video. I'm going to see you guys later. Bye.